penalty-aided drive on the other side there at the end when it looked like the Browns were going to get the ball back with maybe 3 or 4 minutes left. Instead, speaking of the penalties, and I'll get into that again later on the show, but I understand tightening up the penalties, but these NFL games are averaging like 25 flags a game now. Everything is being flagged. What you're telling me is that your entire game was a penalty last year, and so because you're obviously over tightening it now. I mean, I get wanting guys to stop mauling the receivers, but it really is getting ticky-tack. Not to take what Joe Hayden said.
Well, one thing that this is doing, J-Rock, Daddy, is adding a lot of time to a football game. So I'm not so sure that we're going to see this amount of penalties. I think that they're enforcing it now in the preseason with hopes that these guys don't do it as much as they did it before in the regular season. It's funny when you see Joe Hayden getting flagged for holding. How many times has he gotten away with that? And, we saw Hayden get burnt last night again. I just tell you, man, it's turning into an offensive-driven football game where these offensive guys aren't going to be able to be hit on. Pretty soon you won't be able to sack the quarterback at all. Goodell wants it that way. He's ruining the game of football. And, come on, man, you got to overlook some of these penalties because, like I said, it's adding time to the football game. Let's face it, these games are scheduled to last so long while they're on television. You have so many sponsorships available, and if they continue to do it through the regular season, I think they're going to run into some trouble with the television schedules, especially if a game's supposed to start right after another game. You know what I mean?
I mean, not only that, well, you're right. You're absolutely right about that. But not only that, just in general, I'm an NFL fan. You are. There's a lot of people that like football, not just the Browns. It doesn't matter. You start slowing these games down like that, and I'm going to watch something else. And I don't care how much I enjoy football because it's now slowed down so much. I mean, last night, just in general, any of these games that I've watched, you get to the point where sometimes you'll have like a 5-minute stretch where every single play, here comes a flag, and then we do it again.
Well, that's what happened. What do we have? 8 or 9 flags in a row at one point in last night's game?
Bro, you know what they're going to do? They're going to make it strategic now, just like it used to be to just throw the ball downfield and hope to get a pass interference. Now, they're just going to make it a strategy. If you've got 3rd and long, just try to make the defender grab you and throw the ball in his direction and try to get that cheap flag because it's only 5 yards, but it's an automatic first down. And those drives that should be ending on 3rd and long are now getting restarted by these touch fouls. I'm not happy with it. I do like.
And you know what, J-Rock? If you think about it, a lot of the fouls weren't anywhere near where the ball was being thrown.
And I know why they're doing it. Like, they're overcalling it now because they're proving a point to the players that we're going to call. So you're going to, I guess the NFL's got to get what they want out of this, which is you don't touch a receiver after 5 yards. And so problem is that it wasn't until training camp that the NFL brought the videos to the teams and showed them how they were going to call this. So really, it's almost like changing the rules. I don't mean that like it's not just the Browns; it's every team that's going to pay the price for this because basically defensive backs around the league are having to change their style, even if it's to follow the rules. Now, this stuff wasn't being called, so. Offenses have the
you got to go both ways then, J-Rock. It's not fair just to penalize defenses because I can't tell you how many times I see receivers.
We've seen
the other guy.
I think we've seen LG in the first couple weeks of preseason. I have seen a bit more offensive pass interference being called too. Right. So you're right; they are starting to call it a little bit more on the other side too. But I mean, you see it, like you said, going through these stretches of 6, 7, 8 minutes in a row where every play has got a flag, and you're like, come on. It makes Bruce, I know he's making a little smart comment about the Browns, but he's got a good point. Sometimes those games get hard enough to watch at the end of the season, but then you add that, and now you got a 5-hour game in the middle of a bad seat. Man, I'm telling you, that's no good for the NFL, who pride themselves on being such a fan and an exciting and fan-friendly sport. You're going in the opposite direction with these penalties as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I have to make a comment on a post in the chat room here, J-Rock. Somebody said spot on LG, but Whedon is benefiting from a quality line in Dallas. Obviously, this person, he probably didn't see Whedon's performance in the last game.
See, I got to tell you, though, I don't judge guys' performance in preseason games for the most part. I judge rookies because you can see how quickly they're catching up to the game and the speed, stuff like that. I judge the individual battles, but, I mean, the stats are foolish. I mean, you know, like we said, Whedon last year in the first two preseason games looked like, wow, this guy's going to be a good quarterback because he
and not only that, in every single practice that Brandon Whedon took part in, he always looked good, J-Rock. He always looked good in practice and terrible once that pressure started affecting him. And one of the problems is the way that they changed the NFL practices. I mean, with the collective bargaining agreement and the way that these practices, I mean, we eliminated 2-a-days and we eliminated hitting in practice. And I think you remember a couple of years ago when I was on your show, we talked about the fact, I believe with Hanford Dixon even, why these guys are missing so many tackles that they used to be able to make with regularity. One of the reasons Dixon brought up was because there's no tackling in football at practice anymore, you know?
Absolutely.
So, they're really directing the game of football into something that it was never meant to be. And as long as that Goodell continues to take football down the path that he's taking it, it's going to be a diluted game one day. And that's when you're going to start losing the fan base.
I agree. And you know what? And I'll get into this when we come back from the break because I see my man Dr. Football's ready to jump in with us. I saw in the chat room, though, a couple of points that I'll get to as we come back here, just looking at the Browns here and things. And we will talk with Dr. Football when we come back about some of the things that were good and some of the bad coming out of the game, including the defense. But, I disagree with Bruce in the chat room. There are some good things that you could take out of that game last night. Just neither of them have to do with the quarterback at all. We'll talk about
the offensive unit as a whole. All right, J-Rod Daddy, nice to be on part of the Sports Fix. I really appreciate you having me, man. I'll talk to you soon.
My man, LG, good call. Thank you very much, LG from Cleveland Sports 360. I see the doctor's ready. Bill Chachkes getting ready to join us. We're going to talk to Dr. Football. We'll keep this conversation going, get you some news, and then we'll come back on the other side of the break, talk some more about this. We've got Jeff Gorman on tap in hour 2, doing some Indians preview as in my opinion, man, a crucial 9-game stretch is coming up here for him beginning tonight. So still a lot more to go. Don't go anywhere. Sit tight. Get you buckled in, get you some coffee. I'm going to get me some coffee here. Fire it up. Here comes the news, and then the Sports Fix rolls on. Dr. Football coming up next. We're talking Browns, Hoyer, Manziel, the defense, and more when we come back after the news.
The ball, tiptoeing these lines like Mohammed Massaquoi. Stumble down East 9th after early morning tailgate. Phil Teller, baby, my name holds weight. We fought prepping all day hard. Think you open across the middle on me? TJ Ward.
The Sports Fix, your choice for intelligent talk.
I'm expecting a very important delivery at the house, so could you please call me if it arrives? I'll give you my cell number. 401-555-1125.
440.
No, I was just repeating the 4. 1-4.
1-4.
Intelligent talk.
Okay, 1125.
1125. 155.
I'm not giving you quantities of the numbers. I'm giving you the numbers. 1125. Those are the last 4 numbers.
Oh, I see. 1125.
Yes. All right. Now read the number back to me.
Let me get my pen.
The Sports Fix will be right back.
Guys, want to take just a second as we head into this break and remind you about the official business printing source of the Sports Fix, our friends at Signs and Ship. Signs and Ship, I'm telling you, Chris and Pam, they've taken care of me since day one, and they can do the same for you. Whether you're a small business that's already been established and you're looking to grow to that next level and expand your business, or perhaps you've got an idea that you just know is going to be a great business and you need to figure out how to brand it and how to promote it and put it out there, Signs and Ship is the place for you. If you need a logo, they can create one for you. They have a fantastic graphic designer. Business cards, signs, banners, yard signs, mobile advertising, anything you can think of that you need to promote your business, they've got it at Signs and Ship. The best thing about them, too, is each of their locations, whether it's the home base here in Elyria, Ohio that I work with, or their spots in Virginia, Florida, and Pennsylvania, it's all local sourced. Very important to me because we all understand that small business is the lifeblood of the community. So check them out, signsandship.com, or call Chris and Pam today, 440-323-6060, the home office in Elyria, Ohio. Signs and Ship, quality printing at affordable prices.
Hi, this is Joe Tate, and you're listening to the Sports Fix.
Whether it's an oil change or a new set of tires, Quick Lane at Valley Ford Truck has you covered for your automotive car care needs. They're your neighborhood quick service experts. They also offer a low price tire guarantee. Choose from 13 brands, and if you find the same tires at a lower price within 30 days, Quick Lane at Valley Ford will refund the difference. They're open late Monday through Thursday until 9 p.m. and open early Saturday so you can check it off your to-do list and get on with your day. They also have a newly remodeled service lounge and additional service bay. Just Lane at Valley Ford Truck is located at 5715 Canal Road, right under the 480 bridge in Valley View, just down the road from Independence. 5715 Canal Road, right under the 480 bridge in Valley View, just down the road from Independence. Come see why life is better in the Quick Lane. QuickLane.com/Valley Ford Truck. That's QuickLane.com/Valley Ford Truck. Business owners and professionals, do you want to take your business, your product, your team, your event to the next level? You want to advertise right here with the Sports Fix. Our listeners are among the most loyal listeners, terrestrial or internet. The Sports Fix universe is not only the radio show, but tens of thousands of fans on Facebook and Twitter. Email me, Jerry Myers, thesportsfix@AOL.com. That's thesportsfix@AOL.com. And let me help you swing for the fences and hit it out of the park right here on the Sports Fix.
Portions of the Sports Fix brought to you by Harry Buffalo. Harry Buffalo, join the herd.
News break. Good morning, I'm Bob Picozzi. His plan was to announce today who his starting quarterback will be, but Browns coach Mike Pettine might not do that following less than scintillating performances by Brian Hoyer and Johnny Manziel in last night's preseason loss at Washington. Manziel 7 for 16 for 65 yards and a touchdown, and he made a gesture to the Washington bench suggesting that he is number one.
I get words exchanged with me throughout the entirety of the game, every game, week after week, and should have been smarter. It was a Monday Night Football game. I mean, the cameras were probably solidly on me, so I just need to be smarter about that.
Hoyer completed only 2 of 6 for 16 yards. Planned interviews scheduled for today with Ohio State football coaches and players canceled. This following media reports indicating quarterback Braxton Miller re-injured his shoulder yesterday. Detroit's Max Scherzer tries to become the American League's first 15-game winner tonight. The Tigers will be at Tampa Bay. Uruguay soccer star Luis Suarez, who was suspended for 4 months for biting an opponent during a World Cup, said yesterday he does not plan to bite a player again. He actually announced that at a news conference. No, we are not making this up.
Sports Center is brought to you by Mazda. Improve your road game. Mazda's the only automaker to have 2 sedans on this year's Car and Driver's 10 Best. The Mazda 3 and Mazda 6 combine the performance you want with the efficiency you need.
You're listening to the Sports Fix.
Welcome back to the Sports Fix, Hour 2, kicking off here across the Sports Fix Radio Network. Welcome in all of you, no matter how you're joining us, live on TuneIn Radio and TuneIn's application worldwide, or you're listening perhaps on the home base, the mothership, thesportsfix.net. Some of you listening on Spreaker and Mixler and all of the live platforms. Thank you so much as well. Each of you that joins us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, baby. 365 days a year on digital. Delay on iHeartRadio, the world's largest internet radio provider, on iTunes and Stitcher Radio and SoundCloud and all of the different ways subscriptions, downloads, and all the different ways you join us. Thank you guys so much for being with us. J-Rock, Jerry Myers with you, conducting some madness as I do here, and we're into hour 2. You hear the music. It's Tuesday. My man Dr. Football getting ready to join us, and quite fortuitous for him this week. We get to break down a football game. Well, at least that's, what the attempt was offensively. There was, hey, I'm going to talk about some of the good too here, but obviously